And to continue, there was a situation one day in which something happened, and it caused me and the person I was with to have some conflict. I, at that point, had been triggered, and my alarms of hurt had gone off. And this person had acted in this certain way because something I had done unintentionally hurt them, but the bottom line, it still hurt them. And so afterwards, we realized that we had a situation in which we were uncomfortable, and we still cared about each other, so we wanted to work past this and not just say, whatever, I'm done, and I'm going to ignore you, and that was that. So to get back in harmony, one of the things that we did is we actually spoke about the feelings attached to the situation. Instead of saying, this is what happened, and we're basically saying the same story of what happened only from different perspectives because of how we feel about it, we came to understand that this is a situation and instead spoke only to what that situation, like what we felt towards that situation. And so as we were speaking about our feelings in the situation, we were able to connect once more and be accepting of this is how this person felt, this is how I feel, and we can honor the fact that someone feels a certain way. We can't deny them their feelings. Their feelings are acceptable, and no matter what kind of form they come in, that is just that there's no right or wrong when it comes to feelings. That is how someone feels, and from there, talking about the feelings instead of how we think a situation should have gone, we were able to move past, agree that something happened that we didn't like, but get back on the same level where we could be at peace with one another once more. And it actually strengthened it. Like, we don't want conflict to come up, but after this conflict occurred and we talked to each other, we actually bonded even more so. So it somehow turned into a really positive thing. It was good in the end.
Yeah, that's a good point, because the more open and transparent we are, especially about our emotions, the deeper our bond can grow with one another. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And still, when expressing our emotions, and there is some fear around that. So, I mean, this can go into the next topic of our emotional body, how to be comfortable with sharing emotions, and how to integrate the emotional body with our everyday life. And so I think that Lacey, would you be willing to share a little bit of your experience around emotion and what kind of fears come up around that?
Yes. I find that I'm a very emotional person, and I let people know what I am feeling at every point in the day. If I'm feeling something, you're going to know it. And I feel like sometimes it may be too much for people. I feel like maybe that I need to know where a boundary is, where to share my emotion and where to draw the line, because I have lost communications with people over the emotions, and I realize that sometimes it's what they're projecting as well, but I feel as though if I wouldn't have shared how emotional I was, perhaps I would have salvaged some of those relationships. And so for me, I struggle to find a balance between sharing my emotions and keeping them to myself.
I like that. Go ahead and speak to it.
I'm curious as to maybe the position and the state of where the relationships were. I'm very similar, in which I feel like I'm very open with my emotions, and as well I'm very quick to say this is awesome, I'm really happy, or this is frustrating, I'm upset right now. And yeah, similar effects. Sometimes it does have a hold back, but usually generally it's a propulsion forward. I'm curious about the relationship of between you and the people you were talking with and being open. Do you think it has to do with maybe where they are at and understanding their own emotions, and to not being able to handle those levels of emotions? Do you think it was maybe like what caused the quick disperse is maybe not a steady foundation in the relationship status? Or how do you feel with relationships that it has caused a distance in? and where that took it from there.
I would have to say that for some of them it was that we didn't have a great foundation. You know, we were already struggling as it was. So for them to hear my bare emotions, it was, I think, too much because they weren't in touch with their own emotions as well. And they were kind of asleep, I guess, is where it really was. Most of the people I've had these encounters with are sleeping, and they're not very awake to, the reality of things, and they are afraid. I feel like the people that this has happened with, they've had a lot of fear, and are not, don't appreciate the truth, I suppose, you know. And they weren't, and two, they didn't get what they wanted, you know. There was a hidden agenda there, you know. They weren't getting what they were seeking, you know. Or in other instances, I've shown too much, I guess, you know, overbearing love, and they weren't ready for it, you know, and they weren't ready to receive that. So that is another place where, you know, I need to be careful, is wear my heart on my sleeve, and perhaps not everyone is ready to receive that amount of love that I have to give.
Yeah, I can see that. I really feel you there. So there's something to be said for both ways. Like, I feel like it really depends on what our individual growth process is, and where we're at in our evolution, our personal evolution. So sometimes some people feel more comfortable in having boundaries for themselves around that, like not sharing too much too soon or something, and that's totally respectful and respectable. Also, then there's other times where people might just feel, you know, I am just going to be as fully and authentically myself all the time. And just like, and when you do that, it's almost like a major overhaul in your life, in the energies in your life, and then it can oftentimes push a lot of people away from us, sometimes all at once too, but then at the same token it brings other people to us who can really vibrate on our same, who's on the same page, who can really connect with us and see that we're being sincere, that we're being genuine, that we're still in a process of growth. And I think that's part of it too, when somebody gets hurt by our emotions that we share, and then they react against that, and then sometimes they shut us out. It's because sometimes they feel like they have such high expectations of us, and thinking, well, you're so spiritual, you're so this, you're so that, you should be more perfect, you know? And I think sometimes it's our responsibility to then come back to them, not necessarily apologizing, like maybe there's a way that we could have expressed ourselves a little bit better or handled it more maturely, but not apologizing for who we are and what we feel, but just going and putting gratitude and love into it and being like, thank you so much for seeing me in this process of growth, and thank you for being with me on my journey of personal evolution, because this isn't how I always want to express myself. I want to be more articulate. I want to be more compassionate, but still honor my own feelings. Like, just totally being transparent about your process. This is where I am. I'm not perfect. This is where I want to be. Maybe I'm not totally there, but this is what's in my head. This is what's going on in my process. And sometimes they won't accept that. And then, okay, that's okay. Then you need to part with love. Part with love. And give them blessings on their way, but that just might be because you're on different paths. You know?
Very true.
That's what comes up. That's what comes to mind when I'm thinking about it.
That's very true. You have to honor everyone's path. You have to honor everyone's path and where they're at. And if it doesn't meet with yours, then the time that you shared was great, and move on.
Yes, that's part of honoring our own paths, I feel like, by allowing other people to continue moving on and not trying to drag them on our path as well. Just like, okay, I honor that in you, and I honor mine, so I'm going to continue on my path, and if yours goes somewhere else, okay. Yeah.
Right. It doesn't mean you don't love them.
Other emotions, right? It can be difficult sometimes.
Definitely. I like it. It seems like it's a lot of with honoring acceptance of what we represent, what we may feel, and what comes up naturally in this beautiful, unique human experience. I think one of our greatest gifts is being able to understand and feel emotion. And so as we honor that and are accepting of that, then we can be more comfortable in letting it to be free and sharing it with the world. And
exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And I do know for a fact that food and nutrition and vitamins and minerals all affect our emotional state of mind. And also when we start to become deficient in something, our emotions are the first ones to let us know. Is the first thing to let us know. And we'll feel unbalanced emotionally before we feel unbalanced physically. But that's your brain saying, oh, you're deficient in something, like it's a warning sign almost. A lot of times. It might not always be the case. It might be just a natural progression in your personal challenges and your personal growth. But I do think that it is our responsibility, if especially because we're so committed to being a light in the world and bringing light to the world and love and joy and just being a full muse. It is important for us to take responsibility for our physical health too, because it's so linked to our emotional health. And so, I guess that's our next topic is vitality and health, and how we can have more vitality and greater health in our everyday life. Do you guys have something to speak on that first?
Go ahead, Katsura.
The first thing is being very conscious and aware of what I'm putting into my body, listening to my body's needs. As far as healthy foods, natural organics. And then, one of the other things that I do that helps me with my emotional, keeping my, that chemistry that you're talking about, the brain and the emotions, solid is teas. I have an herbal tea that I drink every morning, and just kind of different ones depending upon what is most necessary. And I feel like that helps to keep me at a more optimal level. I have a mental clarity one that helps me to just in staying focused. I like Muhang, as that keeps me energized. If I have the St. John's wort to battle seasonal depression, and then Osho, and then I mix it up with different ones. I go to Osho, helps to cleanse the aura, and so I like to go to the nature path, and I ask hey, what can help me with this or that? And then you mentioned this earlier, but rocks also are huge.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, and I feel like when we have more raw foods, so I'm really interested in the 80-10-10 diet right now, which is 80% raw foods, and I'm just learning about it, so I forgot what the 10 and 10 is. But I know that when I've practiced at least 70 to 80% of raw food in my everyday life, then I naturally have more energy, and I'm more clear-minded, and I need less sleep. Actually, I wake up fully rested on less sleep, and it feels like the mind is just even clearer and sharper. And I know that that's the case because it's clearing all of our organs, including our mind, and then it's delivering nutrients and minerals and vitamins directly from the source. So that's another thing, is for health, vitality, wellness, even energy, is to have more raw vegetables. Like, you don't have to change any other part of your diet. Just include more raw vegetables. And you can do that quite easily by just having 1 or 2 green smoothies a day as well. You can put so many vegetables and fruit in one smoothie.
Oh, yeah.
I need to try this.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I have a smoothie every morning. Yeah, smoothies are great. I can't live without my smoothie in the morning. Gosh, health is such a huge topic for me. That's my life. You know, I don't even know where to begin. For me, I've been on a journey, and I in my work, I help other people along their journey. And my journey started out, I was eating fast food every day. I was sick as hell, and I was overweight. I was like almost 200 pounds, and I didn't know what to do. And I finally ended up, by a fluke, by the universe, got a job working for a naturopathic physician. And she had enlightened me and brought me to where I am now. But it all started with getting rid of wheat in my diet. And come to find out, my family has my dad has Crohn's disease, and come to find out, all of us have gluten issues, and celiac disease runs rampant in my dad's side of the family. So I eliminated gluten from my life, and everything changed. The clarity, the focus. I was able to move better. I was able to sleep better. Everything in my life changed. And then when after I became the office manager at the naturopathic clinic, I started going to the Integrative Institute for Nutrition, and my journey continued. And currently, I eat 80% raw food, gluten-free, and I'm primarily vegetarian. I do eat fish, but I don't touch other animals. And it has changed my life. My skin is glowing. I feel wonderful. I haven't been sick in so long. I use naturopathic herbs to fight off colds. I don't even remember the last time I was really sick. Health has changed everything in my life, and it brought me spirituality. I was awakened. It literally awoken me and lit a fire inside of me to light other fires inside of other people, to awaken people, because it's such a primary, it is like the foundation. Food is the foundation of everything that we're on, and if we can change the paradigm of America to get people to be more conscious of what's going in their bodies, because you are what you eat. I mean, for the love of God, people don't even think about these things. They just go through life and eat chemicals, and I just can't, it's because they're sleeping. And so through health, I found a way to awaken people, and that is just the most important thing to me. And I could go on and on and on, but being healthy is the most important thing in my life, and I strive to help others to find their balance too. And nobody's perfect, I have a chocolate bar once in a while, but you have to let yourself have those things that you crave, or else you're just cheating yourself out of what your body wants, and you're not you're not honoring what your body is craving. You have to at least give yourself 10% of the time of what you want.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it.
Good idea. Yeah. So are you doing that as a career? I mean, not what is your title?
Oh, okay. So
are you still in school?
The office manager. Well, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot. So I'm an office manager of a naturopathic clinic. I'm pretty much the right-hand man of this North Central Washington's best naturopathic physician, and her husband is one of the publishers. He's also a naturopathic physician and an acupuncturist. He owns Healing Mountain Publishing, which writes all the naturopathic manuals for the naturopathic boards.
Wow.
So I mentor under them. Yes, and I mentor under them, and I'm going to the Integrative Institute for Nutrition. I'm finished in October, but I'm building my business, Influx Natural Living. Yes, woohoo. And what I've done is created a business where I can coach people to awaken and light their fire, and through health and balance their lives out through many different avenues. If you need to lose weight or bulk up, or if you're elderly and you just want to move around. So I have 6-month programs for them that I'll be initiating in addition to office managing, in addition to all these other things. The thing I'm really proud of with my business that I am just like very passionate about is my ladies group. I didn't have very many friends here. I'm kind of a lone wolf, and I decided, well, I'm just going to create my own group of friends with my business. And so I started Influx Ladies Group, which is a group of women 18 to 35 who are interested in natural alternative lifestyles and are interested in entrepreneurial ventures. So we get together and we have monthly meetings, and we eat organic natural food, and we have demonstrations. Sometimes people come in with business opportunities, like doTERRA and Dynamax and all these other ones. And we have in the parties, and we have fun, and we be healthy. And eventually I want to go out in the community and start planting gardens and teaching people how to live well and eat well and do workshops and things of that nature. But I'm just so proud of my ladies group, because the group of women that are coming to it are just dynamic. I mean, it's amazing. And if we all band together and, we can change the world. And I'm also working on a documentary too. All these things.
Oh, cool.
And it's actually called Revolution, a Paradigm Shift. And I would love to interview you ladies for it too. Yeah, it's about
totally.
It's about
awesome.
the
I'm really excited about all that.
yeah, me too. It's pretty amazing, and it's the universe has totally brought it to me, but it was all through health and eating and food, and so I love it, and it's amazing how much that changes people's lives. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah, I can attest to that. Actually, when I've done raw food cleanses in the past, literally within a week, I'm a different person. My mind is clear, and I feel more awake, and I'm getting all these downloads from the universe and inspirations here and there and there. And I get so many projects for Muse stuff downloaded into my brain, and then I start writing, and all my creativity is just in perfect alignment, and I need less sleep, so I'm working on the projects more because I'm so excited about them. And if I stop my cleanse, but I still try to keep as much raw foods in my diet, it actually goes away, and then it's not as fiery like what you're talking about. And so I feel like I want to do that more often, and one of these days maybe just be full on raw foodist,
Yes, that's a journey. That's a journey. I'm sure it's hard in the winter.
Okay. Yes. So I listen to my body. I actually eat for the seasons. That's really important to me. Mm-hmm. I found that if I eat potatoes and rice in the summertime, then it makes me more sluggish and more tired, and I don't have as much vitality. But if I eat potatoes and rice in the wintertime, it's perfect for me, and it helps me to stay warm. It probably the starches or whatever, but I can't do all raw food in the wintertime because I'm just too cold all the time. And so I think it's really important to eat also for your location, and then eat whatever is absolutely fresh from your local area. That's for sure.
Yes,
but then the other part that's kind of connected to that, like a little train, is physical exercise, physical body movement. It doesn't even have to be exercise, but body movement where you're using your body and pushing it on a regular basis. And that's the other part that really helped speed up the cleanses when I was doing body cleanses.
Hot yoga is the best for that. Hot yoga is like my saving grace. I find that yoga is just the best perfect movement, and riding my bicycle. You don't even have to go to the gym. Who needs a gym when you have a bicycle? I mean, come on.
I know. It's good. So I think that really Oh, go ahead.
I want to add, as soon as it's in nature, I want to add that to the list of like what keeps me healthy is frequent time out in the woods. It doesn't have to be up in the mountains. It can be in the park, walking the street, appreciating the plants, and really connecting with the trees, with the earth, soaking in the sun rays of the sun as much as possible, and really letting that go in the body, and then connecting with the vibrations of the trees and the rocks and the land and earth around us. It helps me also to stay positive and appreciative of life and healthy in that respect.
Yes, I totally agree. Tetsura, that just reminds me of something that just happened to me recently, just this past week too. So I've been doing like journaling exercises that are also kind of a meditation exercise where I am getting direct feedback or direct information from my future self, like my old self, 100 years old self. And my wise old self has been giving me like basically telling the story of my life and telling me the story of my life. Like even it didn't happen yet where I'm at now. And so one of the things is that it's like in my early 30s I acquired a whole bunch of plants that were dying and I brought them back to life. And that's actually what I'm doing right now. And then it said like in my something and then in my late 30s that's what led to me being really obsessed with earthing. And so I reread my journal entry and I'm like, what the hell is earthing? I've never heard of that. So then I looked it up, you guys, and it's like what you're talking about, going into nature and putting your bare feet on the ground, on the earth itself. And we get so much electrical energy from the earth just through the soles of our feet that it's very, very healing for us. And so I feel like I'm actually getting early lessons from my future self, and I'm like, it's like an early education that is truly self-taught. You know what I mean?
That is cool. That is cool. You'll have to teach us how to do that. Oh my.
Well, cool. Anybody can look it up. You can look up earthing, and it's really, I mean, there are some products that you can use that like plug into the ground and it gets you more energy or something. But really what earthing is all about is just being committed to integrating it into your lifestyle, going into nature or outside or whatever, and putting your bare feet on the bare ground of the earth, not on the cement. You know what I mean? So yeah, information with you because I just got it recently.
That is cool. That is cool. How do you?
The same waves.
That is cool. How do you reach into your old self? You were saying you reach into your old self. How do you do that?
So I guess I've combined a few different meditation practices where you meditate that there's a room, but it can be any kind of room. It can be like infinitely huge, or it can be a cave room, or it could be a room in a house, or it could be it could be a nature room, like it's a room, but it's like all nature. It's made out of trees or something like that. So it's whatever room you want. And then when I was meditating from this room, I saw myself sitting there in a basket swing, and I was old. So, I just kept on seeing that whenever I meditated and went to my room, because my room was like a sun room that has plants everywhere, and it's just so beautiful and meditative, and it's my house, and it's a big house, and there's so much space and light and beauty. And so I started actually communicating with my old self that I kept on seeing in that room. I was like, oh, well, that must be my future. That's like my perfect room. But then I'm like, well, if I see my old self, why can't I communicate with my old self? So then that's what I just started whenever I went to that room, I would intend to be open to communication with my future self. And then I started it was like my old self meditating and just telling the story of my life. And I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. So I started writing it all down.
That is cool. Oh, I love that. That is beautiful. Oh. I know. I am too. I'm going to do that. That's cool.
Good. good. I'm so glad.
Wow.
That's inspirational, you guys.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yes, that opened like a whole portal of possibilities right there. Ooh, which actually reminds me, with a portal, I like to pay attention to what's going on in the stars and what's taking place astronomically, and I was looking into today's, and there's actually a double trine taking place, and so with this, there's a lot of energies that we are processing and coming to understand. We're at a point in life right now where we're really, really close to making our dreams happen. We're getting there, and we're pushing forward, and we're getting through it, and we're getting to the point where our eyes are really going to start opening up, even more so, and the veils are just going to start coming down even more and more so, as far as the energy that we have from the planets and the stars right now with us. And he was talking about, it's actually daily inspirational horoscope by David Palmer, and I'll put some links up to it through the inspiration page. And he was talking about there's a portal right now, it's opening, and as we're walking through this, there's a lot of energies we're sifting through and we're coming to understand, and that's okay. He advised not to make any rash decisions right now, just kind of be at peace with what is happening. Let us process through it. And he uses awesome metaphor as we're swimming and we're close to reaching that wall, but we don't know how close we are yet. And so until we open our eyes, until we know. So right now we just gotta trust our intuition, trust our gut feelings, and go with our inner guides and forward. This is a portal. This phase.
Awesome.
Making dreams happen.
That is great.
Thank you.
That's cool.
Thank you so
cool.
much
I
for
like
sharing
that.
Yeah,
I like that. And I like that we're not supposed to make any decisions. We just need to let it go. That's good. That's good. Oh boy.
Give it some time.
No, good.
So that's an inspirational horoscope then, huh?
Yes, it's literally, and it's awesome. I was like, oh, wow. I feel like,
that's deep.
I would love to maybe speak to that, maybe every broadcast, and also add the inspirational horoscope to our website somehow. Like, I don't know if they have an RSS feed, but maybe we can connect the RSS feed onto our website so it's always updated with the new horoscope there.
That would be perfect. Yes, because it's a daily, and it's usually I have compared it for about a couple months now, and really how it fits in with other horoscopes and myself, and it's generally pretty accurate. So yeah, but I like that.
Nice, thank you. I really like that. I appreciate it. And also, since we're sharing horoscopes, the one that I have been following is called, and it kind of is a horoscope, but not really because they don't go with the horoscope signs. It's just like predictions of the energies of the earth, like what you were talking about. It's called The Power Path. And what that one was saying is between the 17th and the 22nd is a really great time for inspiration and for action, like inspired action. So there's going to be some things that really come up for us that we're inspired to act upon, and it's encouraging us to act upon whatever truly sparks that fire, whatever inspires us right at that moment. Do it and don't wait within that window, because it'll be very, very successful if we do that.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely.
That is very cool. I'm gonna look that up.
Not to get too outside, not to delve too deep into horoscopes, but you're talking about Mercury retrograde recently, and I don't know if it's today, I think it's either today or tomorrow. It's going to be outside, it's going to be more direct, and it's no longer going to be in retrograde, and I think that's what you're kind of speaking upon, is it's got this energy. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Mercury's on the other side.
Yeah. Yay. Perfect. Well,
Heather, what is your sign?
My sign is a Virgo, and I'm a Gemini rising.
Ah, very good. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. Cool.
Yeah, so I'm feeling like maybe we should wrap up the show for today because it's gone a little bit longer. Is there anything that we want to speak to before we close?
I think a nice inspiration work to do, and we talked about this a while ago, but maybe just share it and be a little bit more vocal with it, is continue these conversations as much as possible within our own actual, like, same space, same time. And if it inspires you, house, whether it be Muse gatherers, it be Muse, or whether it be like kind of like influx, whatever it might be, whatever inspires us to keep this conversation and keep it active throughout the time we're not. I think that'd be good. That'd be awesome. And
yeah, so that we can. Yes, I agree with you. That way we can continue to share the inspiration and spark the conversation everywhere in our life so that there are more people in the world bringing the subconscious conversation to the conscious part of their minds.
Yes, and you inspired us.
Yes.
Thank you, Heather.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yes. Yes, it's beautiful.
Good. So you know what? I was thinking that I would love to have like a closing, like very short closing circle every time we end the broadcast. And I think it would be a great way to complete by everybody just speaking what blessings we're putting into the world right now and maybe this week. And so I can go first. So the blessings that I'm offering to the world are unconditional love and inspiration.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
How about you guys?
I was just gonna say passion and perseverance. Passion and perseverance to the world.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And the blessing I would like to give with that is compassion for oneself and compassion for others. And through everything, just compassion and love, with inspiration, of course.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you. I love all of you beautiful muses.
Yes. Also,
Yes.
limitless opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
That's
pretty
good.
powerful with all of our blessings, limitless opportunity and perseverance and inspiration.
Yes.
I love it. We're bringing some great stuff to the world.
Yes. It's beautiful. I'm glad the universe brought us together.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
We'll be in touch, and I'll see you guys on the planning meeting next week.
Sounds wonderful.
Okay.
Much love.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.